Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. Today is Monday, September 6th. It is Labor Day in the United States. We were camping for the weekend, and so I've kind of been scrambling a bit to be ready. We got home about 2 hours ago, got the camper unloaded, everything put away. I showered and somewhat cleaned up so that I can be with you tonight. I told you that we would do a quick backpack gift bag, so it's kind of fun. Put some little treats in it for the teachers. Hi, Linda. And then I'm also going to talk about adhesives while we're doing that. I had someone ask, how do you know when to use what adhesive? And when we all have been doing it for quite a while, you kind of forget about some of those who are beginning. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight too. So let me get my computer up so that I can watch for comments. And all right, we need to get the volume down a little bit and we need it to be big. All right. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Sharon. Yay, Sharon's here. Okay, and I see there's a few others of you on, so I'm just going to flip right down onto my screen. So close your eyes for a minute while we wiggle and jiggle around a little bit. So we're going to get this down. All right, and then let me get my thing face down. All right, here we come back up again. Close your eyes. We're going to wiggle and jiggle a little bit here. All right, let's get that cord out of the way. Make sure that we are good there. Hi, Annie. All right, I think we are good. We're going to scoot this forward a little bit more. All right. Okay, so here's the current host code for September. Here are all of the adhesives. Okay, so we have our regular Stamp and Seal. This is what I use for all of the cards, okay? Then we have the Super Strong Seal Plus that we can use this on regular cards. We can also use this for all of our 3D type projects. This is strong enough to do that. Then we have our good old tear and tape. Some of you remember the old sticky strip that had the little red that was so staticky you couldn't get rid of it. This is tear and tape. Again, we use this for three-dimensional type things. Things that you want to hold together with movement. If you're doing fun fold cards where you have some movement or you're pulling up or something, this works great for that. We now have the Seal Plus that we can use in place of it. But that's what this is for. Again, we have our green glue, which is what I call it. It is really Tombow Multi-Mono Liquid Glue. It's much easier to say green glue because it's got a green cap. You guys all know what I'm talking about. This, again, you can use this for anything. It can replace any of the others. You can use this for your card making, for putting designer paper onto your cardstock, adding different layers to your card. You can use this on three-dimensional projects. This is good for anything. And then, of course, we have our fun little glue dots that help us get into small little areas. It's kind of a fast adhesive. It is not super strong, but it does work, and we're going to use it tonight to attach the straps to our backpack. But you could use any of these others. This is good because it's quick, it's convenient. You have little dots in there that you are attaching your cardstock or your embellishment to, and then just peeling it off, okay? And then, of course, dimensionals, which I didn't bring any over here tonight. Those are good for all of our additional layers and things, okay? So again, hopefully everybody had a wonderful Labor Day. It was a gorgeous weekend. We went camping for the weekend with my father-in-law and sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and then a niece and her family joined us for the day on Saturday. It was the first camping trip all summer that it actually felt good to have a campfire. The rest of the summer, it was so hot that we still had a campfire because we cook on the campfire, but it was too hot to sit around. This weekend was fabulous. Okay, so our project today is a little backpack. And it's kind of not really little. It will hold quite a bit of stuff. This is 1.5 inches thick by 3 3¾ inches this way. And then it is, let's measure, it's about 4.5 inches tall. It does pinch together here, so your bigger things would be down at the bottom. And then you also have another little flap that you could stick some little treats down into in there. This little flap, or little pocket I should say, is just over 3 inches, about 3 1/8, 3 1/4, and it's 1/2 inch, and it is 2 inches tall. Okay. Oh, Glenda, yeah, thanks. Filled with lots of goodies. It's also a fun little back to school teacher gift. You know, put some little chocolates in there because we all know the teachers are going to need those. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. I took the pattern from this. The inspiration was from Hammond Donald, who is in the UK. And so that's where I got the pattern from to be able to do this. So let me show you. Ouch. I'm going to pull my scoring tool up here, simply scored. Okay. We are starting with an 8 inch. So I cut off 1/2 inch. So it's 8 inches by 11 inches. Okay. And then, let's see, I want to start here. We are scoring it at, let's pull it down a little bit so you can see the measurements. Okay. We're scoring it at 1.5 inches, 5 1/4 inches, 6 3/4 inches, and 10.5 inches. Okay. And then we are turning it so that we have the 8 inch side at the top, and we are scoring it at 1.5 and at 6 inches. Okay. Then we're going to turn it back with the 10 inch part at the top, and we are scoring at 3/4 inch in this first little 1/2 inch. This is going to help us pinch our bag together. We're going to score it at 3/4 inch, and we're going to score it down to 5 inches. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with this section in the middle. We're going to go at 6 inches, and we're going to go down to the 5 inch mark. Okay. And then we are done with this for now. So we'll set that down out of the way. All right. And then I'm just pulling in my piercing pad, and I'm taking a ruler, and I'm going to this middle line that we scored at 5 inches, and I'm just going down to the point. So I'm just taking my ruler and scoring it from the line down over to the corner. And then we're going to scoot it, and we're going to do the same thing right here. Down from the score line down to the next score line. Okay? And as you can see, that gives us our little scoring in between. Now we're going to make our cuts so that we can create our backpack. We're going to start, and we're going to fold or burnish on our score lines, and we're using the main score lines right now. We're not using those center ones. Okay. And then we've got the 1/2 inch over here. And then we're going to fold the bottom up. The bottom is the 1.5 inch section. The top is a little wider. It's about 2 inches. So burnish it really well on all of those score lines. Okay. And then we are going to, this 1/2 inch section right here is where we're going to put our adhesive to create our backpack. So we are just going to cut that little 1/2 inch tab off the bottom, and then again off the top. The top is the 2 inch section. Okay, so right now we have this 1/2 inch section in the middle. We've cut off the top and the bottom. Okay, then we're going to go into the center and we're just going to cut up to the score line. And then I like to just take a little sliver at an angle out of there. Just helps things fold up a little better. And then we're going to cut up the score line here. And again, we're just going to kind of cut at an angle, just take away a little sliver there. There's the bottom. Okay. Now, this is the back part of our backpack that's going to fold over. That's this section. Okay. We don't want any of this. We want to cut that whole piece off from there. Okay. So we're going to cut up there and then turn it, and we're just going to cut across that whole piece all the way across. You can use this as embellishment pieces for other things. Okay. All right, let me clean these scraps out of here. All right, now we want to corner round that top flap. And so I'm using my triple trio or detailed trio punch. And we're just going to round the edge and round the edge. Okay. Now before we fold it, I've cut a piece of designer paper on this one, and I thought it was real red. I think it's Poppy Parade, but it's just a red one that'll go on there as decoration. So it's 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. So we're going to corner round the 2 long edges of this. Okay, and then we're just going to adhere it on here. Now again, we can use our seal or we can use our green glue to do that. It doesn't matter. Either of them work just fine. Okay, and then we're just going to stick that right onto our front flap. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put tear and tape onto this 1/2 inch flap. All right, peel the backing off from that. And then just fold your box. There's your 1/2 inch flap. I do want that to come back. Okay, and then you're just folding over. And you just want to line that up. That's how easy that goes together and creates your box. Okay, now we've got to close up the bottom of our box. I like to do the back big flap in first, and then the 2 little flaps. And so I'm just going to put green glue on that little flap, and then green glue on that little flap. And then just put some little pressure on it. I do it that way because then my inside is all clean, and I know you can't really see that right now, but there's no edge. Like if these are on the inside, your little treat inside can hook on that. So I like to put that in between the 2 big layers. So then we're just going to put some green glue onto that large flap and close it up. Again, use your bone folder, stick your hand in there. You just want to make sure that you get some good adhesion down in there. And then we're going to close our glue up again. Okay, and so then we can just pinch our box. All right, and I'm going to trim a little bit more off. Otherwise, it's going to pinch a little bit. I think this side is okay. There we go. Okay, so we're just pinching it together. It's staying. That's where our little V was that we made, but it helps to hold it shut. We are going to take, and you can use the little rare earth magnets, or you can also use Velcro dots. I like to use, I use both of them, but I am just going to, I stick the soft side to the lid or to the flap, pinch it, and then squeeze it just a little bit, and then it sticks right onto there. Okay, whoops. And there's your box. That was fast, right? Okay, then let me find my other piece here. Whoops. Okay, then I have another piece of cardstock, the same color. Where did I get the Velcro dots? I believe I got them at Michael's or through Amazon. So I'll take a look and see. They're kind of clear and white. They're 3/8 of an inch across, and they're adhesive. So there's no glue or anything on. I mean, it's already got the glue on it. Okay. I'll see if I can find a link for it. All right. So this one, we have 4 inches by 8 inches. Let's make sure. Yes. Okay. And then we scored this one across the long side at 1/2 inch, 3 3/4, 4 1/4, and 7 1/2. And then we turned it, and I need to turn it this way, okay, because I've already scored it. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And I did this one wrong. I need to go grab another piece of that. I scored it wrong ahead of time. All right, give me just a minute. Four inches. All right, let's do it again. Get rid of that one. All right, let's pull our Simply Scored up here. And we are scoring across the long at 1/2 inch, at 3 3/4, 4 1/4, and 7 1/2. And I've got it too high, you can't see it. Then we are going to turn it, and we are going to score it at 1/2 inch, 2 1/2, and 3 inches. Okay, 1/2 inch, 2 1/2, and 3. There you go. Glenda says she just bought some of the mini Velcro dots at Joann Fabrics. That's when you use your coupons, guys. Okay. All right. So the 1/2 inch is our bottom. And so we are going to cut up there. And this one, we're going to just cut off. And then we're going to cut up this one and this one. And we're going to snip out a little V again. And then we are going to come up this one. And again. Okay, there's our bottom. Now our top, again, this is the only piece. This is going to be the flap to our pocket. Okay. And so we are going to cut off here and right down. We want to keep this section right here. But then we're going to come down here. And then we're going to cut this whole section off again, just like we did on the last piece. Okay. So let's get all of our scraps off the table. I'm done with those big scissors. Okay, now I'm going to pull back in my detailed trio punch, and we're going to punch this flap. And then we are going to punch, I have a 3/4 inch by 3 inch piece of designer paper. All right, and And then we're going to pull our Stampin' Seal back in. Again, we could use green glue on this also if we wanted to. Hi, Debbie Cox. Okay, we are going to adhere that onto our flap. And then again, we're going to fold on all the score lines. Use your bone folder so that you get nice crisp edges. And then we have our top flap yet. And this one we have a double line. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We are going to adhere the 2 1/2-inch sections together. Okay, so I'm going to use the tear and tape again. And then just pull the backing off from it. All right, let's see if we can get, there we go. Okay, and so again, there's our little box. Hi, Helen. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing. We have such small little spots on those flaps. They're little 1/2-inch flaps. Okay, let's see if I can get my fat fingers out of the pictures a little bit. So tuck your back flap in first, and then fold in your little flaps. Hold them for a second. And here you could even do mini glue dots to get that to hold. Try to get my finger in there to hold that down. All right. And then we're just going to put glue on that 1/2-inch piece and fold it down. Will the little box, I don't think so, Annie. The little box measures 3 1/4. Tell you what, here's a gift card, so no. But there is enough room. All right, let's get this stuck first. We could make this little box a little bit longer and be able to fit a gift card down in there. Okay, again, our piece was 4 by 8. If we cut our piece 4 by 8 1/2 and moved our score lines, see how little we actually need? I mean, it'll kind of fit. Height-wise, we'd have to make it a little bit higher also. So let me do some playing with measurements, and I will see. It may take me a couple days because right now things are really busy, but I will get that and see if I can't figure out a size that will work, that you can put a gift card into that front part. You know, even if not for teachers, you could turn this into, you know, like a designer bag to be able to give it as a gift bag for a birthday or thank you or anything like that too. Okay, now I'm using another Velcro and we're just going to close that. This one's a little bit harder to pinch, but usually, oh. Let's see, there we go. And then just make sure you open it back up and get it stuck really well. Okay. And now here, we're going to stick this one onto this one. And you could use the tear and tape, or you could use the green glue on this. Boy, thank you for coming to my party bag. All right. And so then we're just going to put our green glue onto the back of our bag or our pocket. And see, we could actually go, like I said, we could make it a little taller. We have a little more space, not a lot, but a little bit. And we could go a little bit wider to be able to fit a gift card. And that's exactly. Annie says, a little boy, thank you for coming to my party. And that would be, I mean, you could get away. You know, some of the things are such girly type things. Doing it in some boy colors, and you could definitely turn it into a little boy bag. All right, we're going to close that up. Okay, Now our final step is 1/4 inch by 7 inch, 2 pieces. We are going to take and bend or fold over one end about 1/4 inch so that you kind of have a little square. And then we're going to kind of take and our bone folder and like curl the cardstock a little. All right, and here we go right here. A camo bag would be adorable. Okay, and then we're doing the same thing with the other one. And so now we're going to pull the mini glue dots in here. And we're going to put a mini glue dot on that 1/4 inch fold over. Okay, and then we're also going to put one on the curled end. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to stick the folded end down here at the bottom. And then we're just going to fold and stick the glue dot end at the top, about in the middle. Okay, so it's kind of crossed a little bit, or at a diagonal a little bit. And then the same thing on the other side. So there's one, and there's one. Okay, so Sharon, hopefully this helped with the adhesive. We actually used quite a few of them tonight so that you can see the difference in what we use and when we use it. Most of it really doesn't make a big deal of difference, okay? So there's our little backpack straps. There's our little bag. Let's get our red one in here, and there you go. We are all set for school, okay? Ouch. All right. So lots of little goodies in there. Leave some ideas as to what kind of goodies you would put into your bag. And next week, I don't know for sure yet what we're going to do. We might start into some Halloween type things. I may start doing one a week on these, but there's a fun little box. You guys know I love the 3D things. A big one the other night, and I don't know how many of you have seen these. There are tombstone boxes that are in the holiday catalog. Okay, they pull apart. They hold quite a bit inside of there, and a gift card will fit inside of there. Okay, so just fun to decorate that up, and come back next week and see what kind of fun we have then. All right, you guys all have a great week. We'll see you next Monday at 7 o'clock. Thanks. Bye-bye.